Hello and welcome to another week of Two Beards a Podcast and Wrexham AFC. Wow, what a weird week it's been. Adrian,
Oh,
how are you, mate?
mate, I'm good. And it's funny because, usually there's a big topic of discussion, but there's about several that we could go into, and it's just fucking crazy. It's been a weird and wonderful week with, a 5-all draw, our Ben Foster, Super Ben Foster and goal retiring, which we can go into in a bit as well. But also, we going to get a new keeper, or are we going to keep Mark Howard in? That is the big question.
That is the question. I mean, it's been the thing on everyone's lips, but look, what can you do at the end of the day? We lost a keeper that I think he took a lot of the blame on himself for obviously letting those goals by. And in my opinion, that's probably quite justified. I think there were quite a few easy saves that even Mark Howard would have saved. And I've been seeing a lot of this rhetoric going around on X and on other platforms that Mark, why are we going to give this to Mark Howard? That's bringing a good keeper. But I mean, fucking hell, like the dude made two mistakes.
Yep. Ben Foster made more mistakes and we were willing to
Yeah,
forgive him for it. And and people are coming out saying, you know what? He shouldn't have retired because of that. He took the blame for those things. Hold on, hold on. He took, yes, it is correct. But if that same rhetoric is happening for Ben Foster, then why the hell is Mark Howard copying that? Because that just, it, I get it. It's,
we've
there's this whole,
conceded the most goals
yeah,
in the
exactly.
league, but we've
Out of
also
all
scored the
leagues,
most without Super Paul Mullen. So
this
go
again,
figure.
this is without all league. This is all leagues, not just our league. This is Premier League. This is Championship. This is League One, League Two, National League. We conceded the most amount of goals in 4 games, and it's not good enough. And that's why Ben Foster retired. But people are willing to stick up for him, but not willing to stick up for Mark Howard, who conceded less.
Mm.
And the reason Ben Foster was brought in is not because Mark Howard was incompetent. It was because if Mark Howard got injured, we would be fucked. And then we got a Premier League keeper in return. So I'm very, very
Mm.
opinionated about this topic.
Yeah,
But
you know
look, it
what?
might
I
come bite me. Come
actually
and bite
I
me.
100% agree with you on this one because I've heard people use that as an excuse. Or why did Phil Parkey replace him after Maidenhead with a Premier League goalkeeper? And I'm just like, you know what? Listen to this very carefully. All right, he didn't replace Mark Howard.
Nope.
All right, a Premier League goalkeeper became available. You would be fucking mental if you think that you're not going to take that over possibly what you've got. We
Yep.
had too many players injured, too many of the goalkeepers injured. Leighton was injured. Couldn't rely wholly on Mark Howard because of he might have been in a form slump, but you're only relying on one goalkeeper. We needed another goalkeeper. Just so happened that Ben Foster was game and he came in and saved our whole season. And
Exactly.
I thank him for that. I thank Ben
Yeah.
for that, and I
Ben
thank him
Foster.
for his
Ben
time
Foster
at the
was
club.
incredible. And
Yeah.
his time at the club, like Chris put out a great video. It was late that evening when the news dropped. We had just finished a business meeting just to kind of discuss what we're going to be doing for the week. And honestly, then he put this great video out about how much Ben Foster meant to our folklore really, and what he's contributed. But at the end of the day, and this is something that I really want to hone in on, especially maybe the newer fans who joined in towards the latter half of last season. I know we're considered newer fans, but I'd like to think we've been here for the last at least year and a half in terms of season. My point is, Ben Foster played, including this year, only 12 games upon his return. And he had some blunders like Halifax, which showed what we lacked really. So this whole thing of, oh, we're screwed without him is a bit silly. What we need to do is, yes, we do need to probably get another keeper in, because again, same idea. It's not to replace Mark Howard. It's to either get someone who's better and have Mark Howard as a backup, or to get someone in to help the load, because there are 4 different competitions we're going to deal with this year, and we need to make sure we're across all of them, because Leighton's a glass house. He's going to just, unfortunately, as soon as a stone is cast, he's going to break, and that's not his fault. That's his body, but that's just the bottom line. These new kids, they're young. Look, League 2 is probably where you want to start them if they are going to be, people who jump the league with us. But in saying that also, I think Mark Howard can do the job. So regardless, I think Mark Howard should be number 1 until Rob Leighton is available and fit. And I mean fit, not just one game gets blown over. I'm talking he is match ready, because we brought him back too soon twice and shit happened. So we're not having that again.
No, totally agree. And I back Mark Howard 110%. Absolutely love Chomp. Great guy, stand-up character. He's what the team needs right now. I think
right now, exactly.
The team needs that stability.
Yep.
We need
steady
to
the ship.
find our feet. We need to steady our ship. And I believe Mark Howard is the guy to do that in goal.
Yep.
We've had a tumultuous start to the season. It's been some crazy games, crazy scorelines, massive injuries, Paul Mullen, Ben Foster retiring. And fuck it, we're 4 games in.
Yeah. I mean,
games in, and this is like, fuck, man.
Honestly, man, like the script that's happened for these 4 episodes. See, here is me saying it's episodes. For the 4 games that have happened, right? The script that's been made, it makes WWE look more believable than this shit. Like, if you had told me that Ben Foster would be gone after 4 games, that we would have conceded and scored the most goals in any competition in the leagues, I would have told you to get absolutely fucked, because that is a high and a low expectation. And that's what we're hitting right now. Highs and lows. We're not getting any middle ground, are we? It's either really, really good or really, really bad.
That's right. And it's, I hope we find our feet, we get settled, and we start moving forward. And you know what? If Ben Foster is right, and there's 4 or 5 goals that he's let in that he clearly could have saved, then honestly, I think that those 2 games, MK Dons and Swindon Town on the weekend, those 2 games would have been wins for us.
Yep, for sure.
Simple.
For sure.
Okay. So then all of a sudden we're looking at, well, we're not 2 draws, 1 loss, 1 win. We're 3 wins, 1 draw.
Yeah. No, I get you.
You know what I'm saying? So all of a sudden we're well and truly up on the table.
Exactly.
No,
you've actually convinced me. Like, I can be quite negative, especially when I'm looking at like pure facts of we are 15th. We're well off the pace. And I'll be and I've got Chris blowing up my phone, being like, "Mate, have faith, have faith."
Mate, I've never known anyone so negative as you. Like, no joke. You could literally have like bloody Cindy Crawford or some really hot model in front of you, and she strips off naked, and you'd be like, "Yeah, I don't like that freckle on your boob."
No,
sorry,
I'm hypercritical because I'm
sorry, you're a married man now. Okay, yeah. I feel sorry for your wife.
No, look, honestly, mate, like, it's one of those things that, like, the reason I'm pessimistic is it's not because I want to shit on the club. It's because I want to look at the pure facts of, okay, this is where we are. This is where we need to be. And we can cheer on our team and say, let's get that top spot. Let's get promotion, blah, blah, blah. But we also have to look at the little milestones as well. Okay, we got to get to this point. Over the weekend, I kind of had the next morning after the Swindon game, Chris goes, how does that pessimism feel now or something? And I was like, I giggled to myself, but I said, bro, we only drew to Swindon, a team who's not going to compete for promotion, That's not good enough. So the fact that Ben Foster
But
came out and
however,
said it,
Swindon, on the
yeah,
other
but
hand, have
however, you
been
have to be
beating a
right.
lot of the top
Continue.
teams.
But you have to be right. So this has to fill your rhetoric. You have to just take the L, bro. Take the L.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we drew. Fun fact: we didn't win. 5-5 is not a win. 5-5 is 1 point. And yes, it's a never say die attitude, but that's conceding 5. Yes, when Paul Mullen comes back, it's going to be great. I'm sure we'll be a goal fest, and I'm sure we'll be right up there for promotion. But it's not going to
then
get
this
us
is
through
this
the
is what I
next
love
year.
about our dynamic here, because I'm very much. I looked at that game on the weekend, and one of my responses to you via text was, "Don't give up on them just yet," because it's like I know I get the Wrexham fighting spirit, and it's like I just know that no matter what happens, they're going to fight. No matter what happens, they're not going to roll over and give up. Bitches, you could be fucking 5-6 nil up, and they're still going to come at you right until that final whistle goes.
Yeah.
So, and I kind of had that feeling. And then obviously when I saw the ascendancy that they had in certain areas of the game, I thought, yeah, this is great. It's going to happen. And sure enough, it was hands
And
down,
he was right.
hands down one of the best games I've watched in a long time. So,
And here's the thing: the last 10 minutes was some of the best football I've watched in a long time. But that whole game was a fucking shambles, and it's one of those things that we need to work on. And here's the thing: this whole goalkeeper thing, this whole fucking 5-5 game, has just somehow let the defenders off the fucking hook. How are we not talking about how shit the defending was from every single person in that back line? Was disgusting. It was some of the worst defending I've seen us do for the last year and a
honestly, though,
half.
the mids as well. It didn't just start at the defenders. The mids were shocking. They were.
Well, that's because they didn't start Luke Young, and we all know that. Like you start Luke Young, that stops a lot of that fucking momentum swing that happens, which is forward to back, and it's skipping the midfield because they're just dancing around us. And that's the thing that was getting me annoyed was we have 5 back, for God's sake. Yes, the 2 are wing backs. Yes. But still, Mendy, as much as I've said he's one of my favorite players for this season, he still can't defend. And to have him having to run back to do it, even though he's doing incredible work in that front half, having to run back and do what he's doing and basically letting a couple goals through, it's hard, man. Like, and then seeing what Will Boyle was doing, seeing what even Tozer, like what the dynamic was off. And I cannot tell you how much I'm relying on our promotion chances on Aaron Hayden coming back and James McLean. Like that's just my whole thing rides on getting the defense better. You can have Mark Howard in. We've seen it. He's proved it before. He played it was 46 games last year. Ben Foster played 8 of them. The rest were him and maybe a couple from Langton, but most of them were Mark Howard.
And the
I
only
don't think
game
that's
that
a
Mark
problem.
Howard's played in this year, he kept a clean sheet.
Exactly. So I don't doubt that. It's the defenders I'm worried about. And that's where my pessimism comes in, where it's like, yes, it's great to be excited. It's great to be like 5-5, but there are some things we need
Can I
fixing.
just say this, right? That game that Mark Howard played in against Wigan, it was almost like Mark Howard has been feeding off Ben Foster and learning off Ben. Even at the age of 36, 37, he looked like a different keeper.
Mm.
He really looked different. He looked like he was prepared to back himself in. And I think that's the key. And he clearly looked like that, like he knew what he was doing. He was great in that game. Some of the saves he made in that game were really good. So, I mean, look, I don't think I honestly think as fans we need to get behind Mark Howard and back him in, whether we
Yep.
end up getting a new one in or we start blooding our 2 young signings in goal. But honestly, we back Mark Howard. He's clearly the option we got at the moment until we have a new option. And
Exactly. Exactly.
I'm hopeful for this weekend. And,
It's going to be a tough one, though. I think.
Barrow,
I
yeah.
mean, Barrow, and I mean they had I don't know if you saw the reserves game that Wrexham played against Barrow. They lost 5-1, and I think we had like, they had like four of those guys were normal mainstay seniors. So the way I look at it is like they're not going to roll over. They're what, sixth, I think. They're having a good start. Look, I wouldn't have had them even close to where they are now, but that's the point of this season. No one knows where anyone's going to be. We're only 4 games in. You know, we can't
Yeah.
predict shit. So it's going to be an interesting one. And
I think
honestly,
you'll know
man,
more after 10 games. And honestly, I think, yes, this weekend does make me nervous. There's been a bit going on around the club. But it's the perfect opportunity to steady the ship. If we come off with
for
a win
sure.
this weekend,
Oh, no one's
if
complaining.
we come off with a win, then we are announcing ourselves as serious contenders.
Of
Simple
course.
as that.
Exactly, because we've just gone, hey, we've just had one of the shittest weeks in the club's recent history. I'm saying recent, I'm talking in the new era, one of the shittest weeks in terms of chop and change, having to scramble to find another keeper before the window shuts. Do we blood the new kids? Defenders being shithouse, injuries, Paul Mullen out. But all of a sudden, we win without all of those things, without all of the defenders we need back, the goalkeepers that we need in, the Paul Mullen that we need back. Yeah, you're right, 100%. We beat Barrow away. That is for me, is the stepping stone to something great, which would get me back on the bandwagon of, hey man, promotion is a certainty if we can do that. But again, I'm not saying it's all on this Barrow game, but it's that belief that we need. We need a belief game, and this is a perfect opportunity for that.
Exactly. And, we'll see how it goes this weekend. I'm actually not going to give predictions for this one. I would like to see us win and make a
That
statement.
usually means he thinks we're going to lose, so that's not a good sign.
No. I've got a feeling we may just scrape it, but I think it's going to be tougher than.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm thinking it's
It's
going to
going to
be
be
a
a tough
draw,
game.
brother. I think it's going to be a draw. I don't know what the score's going to be. Shit, I would have 5-5 on the
5-5.
weekend. What's the odds for 5-5 again?
Oh gosh, God knows. I
I
don't know.
would love.
I don't
If
know.
someone does know that, put it in the comments below and chuck a multi on for us. All right.
That's right. Okay, so got some news around Paul Mullen. Apparently, he's only a couple of weeks away, and he was back on the field training this week.
So Paul Mullen tell you this? Like, did he call you and tell you?
Uh,
Or
it was on Twitter, dude.
no? I know. I'm fucking with you. I'm fucking with you. Just the way you said it, you're like, I've got some news. I'm the one who got
No.
told.
But okay, so look, I think this is going to be a very special episode, and I think
Yes.
one that's going to hit very close to home for myself.
Yep. For sure.
We have an amazing young lady coming on, so we are going to be a little bit different. We're going to, a lot of the crass jokes might be not here,
I
but
don't know. I think our guests might like him.
so our next guest coming up after this is Millie Tipping, and she is an amazing young woman. Suffers from autism. My own daughter suffers from autism, but we'll get into that after the break. This is an autism special. This is to raise awareness around the mental condition that is autism.
Yep.
And it is a legitimate disability that affects a lot more people. More and more people are being diagnosed with every day, and you have to realize what effect this is having on society as a whole. So we have a patron program, which we
Yes.
effectively call the fuckheads, right? So
Affectionately.
just for this episode only, we're going to announce right now that if you sign up and you become a fuckhead, not only do you get the free or the 10% off merch, you get
Free merch.
the discount. Yeah, so you get the discount on the merch, you get into our Discord, you will be eligible for giveaways, and you'll get shout outs on our pod, and you'll get to suggest topics and talk to us on a more personal level in the Discord. But on top of that, every fuckhead that signs up, even if it's just for a month, $5, we will match that and we will donate that money to your space, which is Paul Mullen's charity, and link will be in description. It's who he's aligned with. So this really is to get the word out and just to sort of educate people around this and why it's taking such a front seat at Wrexham, a lovely club. So,
Well said, mate. Well
Adrian,
said.
let's take a break and come back after this. We will have the wonderful Millie tipping. Thank you. All right, here we are. We have the wonderful Millie tipping. Just about.
Hello,
Oh, how are you going, Millie?
I'm fine. How are you?
It's actually been a really nice day down here in sunny Perth, Western Australia.
We've
And
had
Very
rain.
how crazy is it that we can actually reach out across the world and have like,
I know.
have something like this, eh?
Pretty cool.
Perfect, isn't it?
It is. It's great. It's great. How's the mood there since Ben Foster decided to hang it up?
My mood, I was sad, but now I'm all right. For the best decision for him and for us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good call.
that's a
I,
good
I
call.
liked, yeah,
What's that?
I liked how he said he was leaving in the video.
Yeah,
Yeah, me
I
too.
liked his little video.
I think it was a good little video that he
Yeah,
put out a video on Instagram, and I think it hit all the points it needed to hit, and
yeah,
and we were just talking about it before that it takes a lot for someone to have that level of
yeah.
self realization and love for the club that he realizes that his presence being there is possibly hurting the club.
Yeah.
It
So
was
very
very interesting.
sad.
It was super sad, and I think at the same time, like you said, that little video. If I hadn't have seen that video, I would have felt really bad about it. But when I saw it, I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, this is really nice." It makes me feel a bit better that he's okay with it.
Yeah. I was
It's
happy it was his decision as well.
Yeah, that's it. He got to make the
That's
call.
right. That's right. What do you thought? What do you reckon we're going to do now? Are we going to go for a new keeper, or do you think we're
I'd
going?
like to go for new keeper, but I'd like Chomp Mark Howard in goal.
Yeah, yeah,
Hey,
we're
I
the
just want
same. We
Howard in
agree.
goal. And then
drink to that.
obviously going Barrow Saturday. Howard starts, McNicholas on the bench. And then possibly for the Bradford game, maybe McNicholas starts. Or for the
Yeah,
Newcastle one, definitely under 21s.
for
Yeah.
sure. That's such a
Yeah.
great call. Yeah, we were literally just having a discussion off air about how, you know, we hope that Mark Howard gets to have
Yeah.
that opportunity to prove himself as well, because we were lucky. We got a Premier League goalkeeper in Ben Foster. So to him to come in, so Mark Howard had to take a step aside. So for him to come in has been really nice. So
I like Howard to shine.
yeah. Yeah.
I have every faith in Chomp. I reckon I've said it many, many times. Chomp is the man. He's going to
Yeah.
get us over the line. He will
Love that
steady
guy.
the ship in just enough for us to then build from that and maybe bring in someone else or maybe.
And obviously, he played a lot this last season, so they're used to Mark Howard as well.
Yeah, exactly. The whole team's used
It's
to him,
like,
right?
yeah.
And that is a
Yeah.
really good point. We didn't even touch on it.
No, it's like because Ben Foster only played what 12 games for us
I
since he
think
came
it
in?
was.
Yeah, like that's
Yeah.
crazy. Like that Mark Howard played what 30 games last year then. So
30, I'd like to say.
wow,
I
yeah,
don't,
like, but that's a great record, and he was one of the main reasons we got to promotion.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would love to see him out on the weekend, and then like you said, getting the young kids against Bradford and Newcastle. Yeah,
Lovely, lovely. So one of the good things about getting you on is that you're quite open about autism.
yeah.
And I myself, I've got a daughter who's autistic on the spectrum of being neurodivergent. So she would have to have the earmuffs on if she was in a loud place. If we go to a shopping centre, she has to wear them. And for those that don't know why this is happening, is because that a lot of noises and a lot of sound can overwhelm the brain.
Very.
How do you find dealing with that at the race course?
Obviously, we're lucky at Wrexham. We've got the quiet zone with Kerry and the Century Room. So if it does get overwhelming, I'll go in the Century Room. But we don't go through the busy concourse, like when they get drinks and that. We go straight through. Then on the pitch side, we'll walk down to our seats. So I go in nice and get seated.
Oh, nice.
How early do you get to the game then to get your seat?
So obviously, I see the players. So that if it's a Saturday game, 12 till 1, then I'll go straight in. Or Tuesday, I like to see the players, go home, get all my stuff, then go in straight away.
Perfect.
Oh, nice.
Amazing.
Nice. Do you go with family or you just go by yourself?
Me and my mum, or me and my nana.
Oh,
Awesome.
lovely. That's amazing.
And
I'd love to take my mum to the race course, but
yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, that'd be a good adventure. And how close are you to the race course, Millie?
5 minutes.
Nice.
In car.
Oh, minutes.
That's awesome.
So you can see those lovely new floodlights from where you're at.
I can see one. Because of the angle.
Very cool. Oh,
lovely,
that's awesome.
Lovely. Brilliant. So the way they've obviously set up the Wrexham's quite inclusive with people with disabilities.
Definitely, yeah.
And autism is very much a disability. How often do you find that? I mean, not so much even just Wrexham, like even in day-to-day life, going to a shopping centre or being in a place where there's a lot of loud noise. How do you find coping with that, with your interactions with a lot of people?
I've never been to a shopping centre.
Never been.
But I'll count the airport as something busy. Security, yeah. I didn't bring me in defenders, they were in my suitcase. So I was like, crap, what? I forgot them. No, I need them. It gets to the builder and it's like, oh, I'm stressed.
Yeah. And is it a case of see what I've noticed with my little one, when she goes into that mode, it's like it's almost like she shuts off. And if you try and get anything out of her when she's in that mode, you stress her out even more and she just breaks down and she can't handle it.
I do shut or I have fidget toys.
You got fidget toys?
That's a great
nice. What fidget toys you got?
Fidget spinner.
Oh, fidget spinner. We call them comfort toys. My little one's got this it's like an octopus with a happy smiley face.
Yeah, let's go. I got the football fidget spinner. That's what I take to football. Just a little I've got a massive box down there.
You know what? I reckon Wrexham need to get on it and get some Wrexham fidget spinners. What do you reckon?
Yes.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. That would be great.
Yeah.
The one thing I think about is we're very lucky that, we've got the quiet zone. So, and we've got this. So why not?
Toys in there, what you can take out to your seat.
Oh, really? That's amazing. What kind of things can you take to your seat?
There's like a century bag, so you have a blanket, a teddy, some fidgets, and there's like a couple of fidget cubes, a fidget spinner, what you can take, or like a machine what goes up and down.
Brilliant.
Oh, that's really cool. So they don't just lock you in a dark room and forget about you. Awesome. Wow, that's amazing.
And then we have the century room. Then opposite the century room, there's a toilet what we can use. And that's brilliant. Accessible.
Oh, nice.
So we don't have to go to the toilets. We could go to that one.
Oh, that's nice. So smart. That's so.
Do you reckon? Do you reckon the new cop's going to have a quiet room?
Definitely not. I hope, I wish, I'd like to sit behind the goal, but I prefer where I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good
Whereabouts
spot
is
where you
that?
are.
You're in the Macron now?
Macron, the Macron, you have the Wrexham, so halfway. So where the cop is, we're right in that corner.
Oh,
Oh,
yep.
nice.
Yep.
Nice.
So when we're watching on TV, we're looking outwards, so kind of seeing away
The
from you,
Wrexham,
right?
yeah, the
Yep.
dugout, you
Yep.
see.
Yeah,
Yes.
perfect.
We're
Oh,
the
that's
other
awesome.
side.
That's-
And we
and
get
how long has the the quiet zone been
quite
around now?
for quite a while. But
Yeah.
obviously before the takeover, I went to the games still, but I didn't use the quiet zone because there was loads of people there. Wasn't loud. Well, it was, but you could sit anywhere and you'll be okay.
Ah,
But now
nice.
because it's 10,000 fans, I like that.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's a
Yeah.
good
And
idea.
it's become more recognized, I think, over the last couple of years, I think, with autism and exactly how it affects people. I think there's more understanding or more recognition, which is great, but I think it'd be handy. Um, I love my parents to death, don't get me wrong, but they are of that generation where autism wasn't really a thing. And
Mm.
they they struggle to connect with my young one because she has that and she doesn't know how to connect with them. And I keep saying, I'm like, you don't want to say too much. You want to, you don't want to overwhelm them, because if you make them think too much and they start thinking about everything, it's like their brain
Yeah.
just goes nuts.
I forget.
Yeah. Yeah. So you go through that as well.
Yeah, so I could be saying something. I'm like, what did I say? I forgot. Like 2 seconds after I said it, I'll forget. And then it'll come back to
Nice, nice. And if you don't mind me asking, how old were you when you were officially diagnosed with autism?
just before my 5th birthday.
Just before same as my daughter. Okay,
Wow.
that's really cool. So did you understand a lot about it growing up or what was going on, or was it something?
I'd say when I turned 10, I understood I was different to my friends. So, because they all went to one high school, I just went to another. And
Mm,
I went to a different setup.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
What was the
that's when
differences between the two?
they all get like, they go out socializing. I'm like,
Right.
no, I prefer to stay in.
Yeah, so we have just to explain that more for Adrian, and we call them, I believe we call them Montessori schools down here, and they are completely separate schools, like very, very small, and very focused. So that they'll have like 4 or 5 teachers.
Okay.
It'll be very small classrooms. They teach in a very different way. And instead of
Nice.
having like a year grading, it's like they will just teach you. So you're no longer in
That's
year
cool.
1, year 2, year 3, year 4, and so on. You just literally go there and learn. That's it.
Is that a similar experience that you had, Millie?
Yeah, I've got that experience, but I'm with the same teacher for about 2 years now, so it's all right.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's a bit more comforting when you're around people that you know, and it's
Yeah,
easier for you to learn when you're around someone that you know. And
For sure.
I have to admit, I see everything that you do, and meeting the players, and now your vlog.
Oh, so
Link in
good.
the description to a YouTube channel.
Right there.
yeah.
Down below.
Yeah, beard brethren, fuckheads,
Don't
get
subscribe.
get
Yeah,
on
there you
it.
go. Like and subscribe.
Like and
Yeah.
subscribe. Yes, head over there.
Well, Ben Tozer says don't subscribe.
Oh,
Did
Ben.
he?
Oh, okay. Millie, I will put him in a headlock for you when I come over, all right?
Okay.
I'll do that.
So you've actually
Perfect.
you've met quite a few of the players. I mean, you obviously go down
All of them.
all of them.
Yeah.
So there's not a single player you haven't met.
Apart from James McLean.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's on
he's
your
only
list.
just come on, right? Like, so that's pretty good. Everyone but James McLean. That's pretty good. So even Will Boyle as well.
Yeah, I've met Will Boyle.
Wow,
Damn.
that's commitment. That's
I'm
so good.
jealous. I'm actually legitimately jealous.
I'm like next time we so for context, Millie, me and Chris always talk about like when we go to Wrexham, what are we gonna do? What's the big things? Maybe we gotta go where you go, Millie, because that sounds awesome.
It is.
Tell me, I have to know, what's Phil Parky like in real for real?
He's all right walking in, but then Paul goes through the door. It's his enthusiasm what'll hit.
I love that. And there's a lot of F-bombs and a lot of I mean, I mean, on this pod we do swear a lot, so I think Parky would probably be all right, but
Yeah, come on. I'll put in a word for you.
That's
That's it.
Yes, get Phil Parkinson on the pod.
Get him to say, "Hey, look, we know that that you love swearing, Parky. So if the two Beards boys, they love swearing, and they would love to have you." I love
Send him
that.
a
I love
letter.
that.
Do you
Yes.
do you still make the little slates for the players?
I do, but now I do drawings
No
a bit.
way.
Wow.
So
Perfect.
let me see if I can get it up for you.
Yeah.
So Mark Howard,
The old chompy.
Chompy.
yeah,
Chompers.
obviously Fozzie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Still gonna
it
miss
wasn't
him.
that.
It's gonna suck. I'm really gonna miss Fozzie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if you can possibly see.
Yeah.
So
That's his
Wow.
podcast logo.
their podcast logo. So there's Howard and there's Foster.
Oh, that's awesome.
You are really talented with that.
Yeah, little video. Yeah. So that's Mark Howard.
Oh, that's so cool.
Did you draw this? He said, yeah.
Yeah.
And then his was
Oh, that's
Oh,
amazing.
good on it. Oh, good on you, Millie. Well done.
before he left.
Oh, when was that?
The Saturday. No, Tuesday.
Oh,
Walsall.
the Tuesday.
Walsall.
Yeah, that's right. Walsall. Yep.
I was like, imagine if I did it later. I was like, oh.
Oh, yeah. Fuck, that would have sucked.
Got in just in time.
He
Oh,
did love to see me the Saturday, the last game, and he said thank you. So I was like, oh,
oh,
thanks.
Oh,
oh,
lovely.
good on him.
Do you
Oh,
find
well
that
done.
do you find art is a way to help you cope with things a little bit better?
Yeah.
But
While we're on this subject,
my daughter loves writing.
yeah. While we're on this subject, if you didn't see, Mullin, I gave him a little drawing for his son. Yeah, I'll see if I can find it quick. Obviously, his son got diagnosed with autism.
And his
So
son being Albie.
so I did that for Mullin.
Oh, brilliant.
Dang.
And the little logo in the
his
corner as well.
His reaction was just priceless.
Oh,
Oh,
And
wow.
he loved it.
it's in the change locker.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Was that a recent one? Like after he
When
back from the US?
diagnosed with, so a
Did
couple
you
of months ago.
couple months ago? Because you posted it. I think you because I've been following you for a while on Twitter, and I remember now that I do remember this because there was a video of the celebrations, and you could pause and you could see your drawing was there, right?
Yeah.
That's so good.
Oh, lovely, lovely. I wonder what one of us would look like, Adrian.
What's that? A drawing? Well, for context, Millie, look, I wear a hat, but it's because I'm bald, and so the good news is you don't have to draw too much hair on the top for me, but more just under the chin.
Oh wow! And look, not only the players, obviously the players love you, but
They love you. Yeah.
I kind of find it interesting to watch what the owners do with you.
Yeah.
I
They're
mean,
brilliant.
it's almost as if Rob is competing with Ryan for your affection.
I think Rob's won at the minute.
Yes,
Oh,
definitely. That this answers a question we were going to ask you, which was who would you choose? But I'm actually going to throw a spanner in the works. Rob or Caitlin?
Ooh. Right.
That's a hard one.
It'll have to be just Rob.
Yeah,
But
nice.
I absolutely love Caitlin. I love Caitlin.
Yeah.
But then I will be meeting Blake when she's next here.
No
So it's
way.
like, yeah,
Brilliant.
Ryan. I spoke to Ryan on the MK Dons game because he came down to see us. So I said, when can I meet Blake? He said she was supposed to be here today at that game, but she has to go home with the kids. So I was like, I want to meet her. Yes, next game. I promise you.
Oh, good on you. That's so cool.
Is it a case where that's just normal now, or is it a case that you still get starstruck when you see them?
It's like, oh wow, Ryan, hi. But then it's like, I was out. I don't think if you knew, I got flown out to America from Rob and Ryan.
So, the
I went to the
Philadelphia game.
They invited me to the Philly game. So Rob came at halftime. We had the Philadelphia shirts.
Oh, cool.
Got my name and number on the back. So Rob was in the box. I was just below the box. So he came around to see someone in that box. And then loads of people were gathering. So obviously we knew Rob was there. So we went up, me and Lily, who plays the woman. So Rob noticed us. He had the massive smile on his face. And then he came out, spoke to us. And then after we ended the conversation, he was like, do you want people to move and everything? So, because it was get very like overwhelming. So he said, make a way so I can get past.
Good stuff. Oh,
Good on him.
That's Rob for you. Like Rob,
I love Rob.
Rob
He's
is
got
just
the face. like Jacob Mendy.
Yeah.
Exactly
the same. They're beaming from ear to ear, right? Like they're just so happy. I love that. Oh, Rob takes care. Like he loves the club so much, and we talk about it all the time.
He gets stressed.
Yeah. Poor guy. He gets stressed.
I tend to look at the box where I'm sitting, and they can't sit. They can't sit, so they just stand.
Yeah.
And once I caught an eye of Ryan, I was like, and he was like, yeah, I agree.
It's like stress. I think I'd be like that, to be honest. I mean, Chris has seen the same side of me where I'm just too nervous for a game, so I'll just swear basically.
Has it ever come to a point where you just kind of like you're watching it, say like the game against Swindon, where we fought back and it looked like we could possibly do it, right? Have you ever been in a situation like that, or like the Notts County game or the promotion?
The Dover Athletic game.
Yeah, the Dover game. Yep. Have you ever been in a position where you just like, screw it, and just rip off your headset and just like...
Yeah, to the linesman.
Yeah.
I sit in the row, so I'm quiet. But people behind me shout loads of abuse to the linesman. I'm like, yeah, I want to join in. Ref, you're rubbish, you're shit.
Yeah, shit.
Now that's the Millie I want to see.
Is when we go to the game, we need to hear that. We need to see that because you're right? Like you're so close to the action, they could probably hear you.
They hear us, but they choose to ignore us.
Yeah.
One time bound and look at us like, I hate yous. Okay.
Okay.
You literally, I honestly think you have to have balls of steel just to be a linesman in a football game in England
Oh,
or Wales.
Yeah. But sometimes I do feel sorry for them, the amount of abuse they get.
yeah,
It's like,
that's
I know,
true.
but it's like, don't take it a bit too far.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Some
think
people do.
some people do, and they just get lost in the emotion, and then maybe I don't know, but
That's why
I
I
do
think
find it funny because it is football is I think it's the only game or only sport I can think of
You have
that
to,
really brings out emotion in people.
oh, yeah, definitely.
So you play, don't you?
Yeah, I do play, yeah.
You're the indoor indoor
futsal.
football.
Yeah, I play indoor football and outdoor football.
Who's the
Oh,
club you
outdoor
play
as
for?
well.
For now I'm at FC United of Wrexham.
Oh yeah, I've got one of their jerseys in the
Right.
room. Yeah, the purple one, right? The Deadpool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then I played for Bellevue, and do you remember Christian Dibble?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he came to my game to watch me play.
He did not.
No
Yeah,
way.
yeah, he came to my game to watch me play. Yeah, I got
Oh,
the
that's
picture.
so cool.
Him and
Dibble,
his
how is
girlfriend
he?
Dibble is doing very good at them. So this is the picture, me and his girlfriend.
Oh,
Oh, awesome.
So yeah, there's a better view picture.
that's so
We
cool.
and we were losing at halftime, and he said, "Where's Millie?" So I was like, "Here," and he just gave me a right pet talk and what to do.
Good on it.
What
I
position do
had
you play?
one of my teammates gave away a penalty, so he was watching my eyes saying, "Go that way." I was like, "No, that way," and he was right. So I said
So
to him at the end,
you're a
"Sorry."
goalkeeper. Oh, oh, that's got to be stressful.
Yeah,
Well done.
That's
And
really
how long
cool.
have you been a goalkeeper for?
ages since I
Yeah,
was 8.
Yeah.
yeah.
No, 8, 7. I like to say.
That's
Soon as I
commitment.
started the next game at 7, I wanted to play football. But then it was just something special about the goalkeepers. I was like, I want to be like them.
Yeah. Hell yeah. And speaking of the goalkeepers, so you obviously with Fozzie and obviously with Chomp. And what about Super Del Morgan in goal? Do you get around the women's games?
Yes, yes. Dal used to be my goalkeeper coach at Wrexham.
No.
So I used to
What?
play for Wrexham ages ago, and Dal was my keeper coach.
This
Dang.
is why I love Wrexham, because it's such
Yeah.
a community that people like Christian Dibble's come into your game. You've got your coach is Del Morgan. Like, oh my God.
What's Dal Morgan?
Was, yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
think
do go to some women's game. I go with Lily's mum, Dion. And then, but I have not met Rosie Hughes yet.
No way. So,
no way.
So Gemma Owen is going to try and sort something so I can meet Rosie.
Gemma's great. Gemma and Gaz, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Gemma and Gaz.
We're
We're
hoping to get them on the pod at some point.
we're in
We
talks at
talk
the
to them a
moment.
little bit.
I
Getting
always
both
make a
on.
joke. Yeah, we make a joke with them. We always make a joke with me and Chris that it's like making a signing when we ask for a guest to come on. It's like, are they gonna say yes? It's like when Chris asked you, Millie, hey, do you want to be on the pod? It was like for us, it was like, oh, this is a key signing here. Like we gotta like let's see if this works.
You're famous, Millie.
Yeah, you're famous.
Legitimately
You're
famous.
Wait till the
worldwide.
documentary comes out.
I know. You're going to be the face of it. What was your reaction when you saw the trailer drop and you are literally the first scene?
Well, I didn't know it was going to be used for a trailer. I said to Ryan, I'm getting filmed for the documentary. So he said, just look over there, the camera's there. Let's say hello documentary. And everybody would be on the flipping trailer at first.
It's
And then
so
we
good.
did weeks ago to film it for another one. He wanted me to redone it.
Yeah, that's so
I
good.
wanted to say hi to documentary. I'm come to find you, mate.
It's like you're the what do you call it? You're the main star, and they're also getting you to do the extra work as well. So like you have to, you got to do another take here.
Ah,
Yeah.
more famous than Sean Winter.
That's it. Getting damn famous. Like,
Oh, lovely, lovely. I honestly think it's really great. I mean, you are one of the most recognizable faces, I reckon. And when I saw you on that track, I just thought, man, can these
Millie.
owners do any more to make us love them? Like, honestly.
well,
Yeah, random people. I've seen on the trailer someone from Spain to see me. I was like, I'm from Wrexham. I just want to be a Wrexham fan.
yeah. I'm just here to watch Wrexham. Why are people from Australia wanting to talk to me?
I've actually got some family in Australia, so that's all right.
Oh,
well,
do tell.
That's crazy.
Do tell.
My nana's brother John, he lives in Australia.
Wow.
So
do you know where? Like, not. I'm not going to stalk him. I promise.
no, I don't know. I don't have a clue. I know he lives in Australia.
Yeah.
He's somewhere down
somewhere
there,
in the big
probably.
island.
Yeah.
Sydney.
on a walkabout, just off he goes. Oh wow.
Thanks, mate. I was just going to say, when we talk about like, you're being a Wrexham fan, and I listened to you on with Racecourse Ramble recently, talking about just your how you got into it and got into Wrexham. You were talking about the difference between the not needing the quiet zone beforehand and obviously needing it now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you think that more clubs will start to follow suit? Because I think Wrexham are at the forefront, right?
Do you think Swindon Town, who have recently been, there's a boy called Junior who I met that was posted on my Twitter and YouTube. He's got autism like me, so I think they're trying to get something sorted in Swindon for fans.
Oh, that's nice. I did see that photo, the photo of the two of you, and I think he made the vlog, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember him now, and he looked like he had an absolute ball.
He did, but you forgot his ear defenders.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Does the club have spares, or?
We do have spares, but if they give me a text, I would have sent some around.
Oh.
But you love
it's hard. And do you go to many away games?
I do, but I don't.
Sure.
So I went to Turkey. That was like my longest away day. I was like, I don't want to do another one of them. So I didn't go to Wimbledon.
Yep.
Tranmere I go to, but obviously it's a derby. It's like,
yeah, hectic.
Am I gonna cope? I went to Oldham last season and I didn't like that as much.
Yeah.
But then I like the away games when it's like, what do you call it? I'm gonna go to Accrington Stanley.
Yeah, nice.
Because Dad is the goalkeeper coach there.
Oh,
so
wow. You got contacts everywhere.
Yeah.
Have you ever punched a Chester fan?
No.
Oh, really?
Chris is going to put it on his bucket list. He's going to put it on his bucket list. He'll come to Wrexham and he'll be like, Millie, point me in the direction of Chester, and I'm just going to walk that way, and then I'm going to go straight for him. And it's like, Chris, we don't have to be like this.
Go speak to I don't know who you speak to about that.
Yeah.
It's like walk into a Chester game, because their stadium setup's quite interesting, because part of it is in England and part of it's in Wales. Yeah, right on the border. They just put a stadium like fucking right on the border. Like, it's like, make up your mind. What are you? You're Wales or you're England?
It's all right. I don't think we'll have to worry about them as a club anymore, because it looks like the gap's just getting much bigger between the two of us. So we don't have to worry too much. But you talked about derbies, and I did want to ask you, last season, what was your favorite game that you went to?
Favorite game. Oh, there's quite a few, but Halifax.
Yeah.
I know we lost. It was just they catered for me so well. They put me
Yeah.
right at the bottom where I like to sit, and I got to sit there.
Ah,
And then
nice.
Owen came towards me, gave me a fist bump to just calm myself down.
Ah,
And I liked Altrincham.
yeah. That was
Yeah.
actually sorry, I'm confusing it with the older shot game. My apologies. That was the hectic one that was 4-3. What was the score for the Altrincham one? Do you remember that one?
3-2 Wrexham, I like to say. Owen
Yeah.
O'Connell scored debut, I think it was.
Oh wow.
Just have
Yes.
to. You just have to basically say, "I Wrexham won."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wrexham. It's pretty much. I mean, I remember the Halifax loss. I remember we lost to Notts at the start of the year, didn't we? Like
Yes, away.
away, yeah. And that's the only two I remember. And there
What's
was
what you
and
don't
then
remember.
what was that? Sorry.
What's what you don't want to remember, you remember.
Exactly.
You've got
And
Tozer's. You've got is that legitimate Tozer shirt right there?
Yes. Yeah. Sorry.
no, that's all right.
If I can turn this around, I've got Rethel Johnson's shirt in there, and then boots. Then that's legitly Tozer's top. And then under this, it's Dibbles. And then I had one made for Ryan Reynolds, which he signed. Then I got uploaded in my flag. And then gloves galore.
Wow.
And then there I've got a Mullen picture.
Oh wow.
Who did that?
Oh, can't remember what's it. Largy's art or something.
Really cool.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. That is amazing.
It's like you've got a museum in your room. Like that's like
Yeah.
you should charge people to come visit it.
You are the Wrexham #1 fan. That's
Yeah, 100%.
You are ticket
Where?
holder #1.
There it is. There it is.
Hey!
Number one fan. She's got it. It's confirmed. It's confirmed.
It's
Yeah, I'll get
confirmed.
box. So I got a Rethel Johnson signed top.
That's awesome. Came in a box and everything.
At the end of the season, Will Boyle is going to give me his boots.
Yeah.
How did you manage that?
So yesterday I seen all the players while getting tickets. So I was in my element, obviously. Then I asked Will Boyle. I said, "Will, nobody plays. Give me something." So he said. So I said, "Can I have your boots at the end of the season?" He said, "Let's shake on it. I promise."
No,
So
good on him.
and then I've had a bag. Where is it? If I can get it quick. This bag from Dibble. I had a bag of Dibble last season.
Very cool.
It was injured. Like loads of training gear in it.
That's
So it's
so
like
cool.
great. Thanks, Debs.
Thanks, Dibs. Did he has he tried to get you to support his new club?
Well, I've been a couple of times, but I ain't supporting them. It's a nice club there,
Yeah.
but I'm not supporting them. I like them to win, but I told him he got promoted last season. I said, "Don't get promoted again,
Yeah.
because if you end up in League Two and we're still in League Two, I'll have to get you to Wrexham again."
Yeah, that's it.
I will support him then.
Well, hey, we do need another goalkeeper, right?
And
Hey,
he is doing quite well at the minute.
why not? Why not?
So I hear. Because I like to follow because he used to be obviously part of Wrexham, so I like to see what he's up to. Just
Yeah, I
like
still follow him on
by
socials.
Calderbank Park as well.
Yeah,
Anyone who's
Aussie.
been let go, I want to know what they're doing. And Kidderminster's doing really well. They got promoted last year, so now they're
I
in the
was
National League.
lucky.
What was that?
Were you at the game?
I went there.
Oh, So you watched them get promoted.
Yeah.
So you
That's
got
cool.
you had Wrexham get promoted, and then you had Kidderminster get promoted.
So you're the good luck charm.
yeah.
Well, that's what he says actually.
Oh no,
But he's
that's
told me.
proof. That's proof right
That's
there.
proof.
I
It's
went to
confirmed.
see him. He said, "We won. You're here. Thank you. Come every time." No.
No.
Oh, love it, love it. Oh wow.
good.
So do you Paul Mullen never brought his kid to the game and in the quiet room?
No, but I have seen little Albie once. But before we go on to Mulls, Rob on the first game came down with his son to the quiet zone so his son could sit in the quiet zone and they've had ear defenders and everything.
Amazing.
Because he's just been diagnosed as being neurodivergent autistic, hasn't he? Ah,
Is that Rob or is because like Rob got
Rob.
some news? Yeah, it was Rob, right? Yeah.
yeah. So
And
it's what was that?
that's why me and Rob get on so good.
Well, I think like for those that need to understand, autism is very much a spectrum. So
Right.
you
Yeah.
have different levels and different types, for all the way from just your very basic having trouble handling your emotions, all the way up to being non-verbal, which
Yeah,
is
non-verbal.
I think what most people, when they think about autism, that's what they think of, is that
Yeah.
you're non-verbal, you can't communicate physically with.
I would be non-verbal,
Yeah.
but I mostly talk to because I've got ADHD. So if I did have ADHD, I'll be non-verbal.
Wow.
Right. So
'Cause
that's very similar to my little Anastasia, because she has, that's the one, she's got autism and ADHD as well, but she's we're still in the process of finding out where on the spectrum she actually is. My middle child, Rosalie, she's being tested at the moment as well for autism, because she's shown a lot of signs, and she really gets into writing things. She's really clever and creative with writing. And I find a lot of people that are autistic are so incredibly smart. And there's always something that, once they're interested in it, it's like it's tunnel vision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. So I gotta ask, you're quite obviously well known, and in my eyes, I think you're an inspiration to
Yes.
a lot of people with autism. What would you have to say to a young girl or a young kid, girl, boy, growing up, just realizing for the first time that they have this condition?
Just be yourself. Nothing's the same. Nothing's normal. Just be yourself.
Love
That's
it.
how
Awesome.
but this is myself.
Love it. Love it. And
That's
and
amazing.
and and I think that epitomizes, you handle it in such a mature way, and you're quite, you have such an understanding, and I imagine you're quite um a guiding light for a lot of people that come to the club that do suffer from the condition.
The other day, my match day was very overwhelming. So Bento's, I think he knew, so he gave me loads of fist bumps. I would give me high five. So I get very overwhelmed. So I'm like, then I go straight to the sensory room.
That's a good way to,
Lovely.
and it's good that like you also know what you can or can't take, I guess, or deal with. Sorry. So that's really cool. Like, yeah, and the fact that the club has that, and I never thought of the way you would have to enter the ground until you mentioned it. Like, I'm like, oh, you'd have to go through the hustle and bustle of everything. No, that's great. And and because I know Kerry deals with a lot of the, like I guess the accessibility needs for the
Yeah.
club. Do you get to speak with Kerry often? Is this something that
Yeah.
happens every week?
Yeah. Kerry's amazing.
Yeah.
I love it.
She's such a like again, like yourself, like both of you are both diehard Wrexham fans. You do anything just for the love of the club. You're not, like you said, you didn't want to be viewed from someone by Spain or be on a documentary. You just wanted to support your club.
I wouldn't be friends with people if I'm not going to be on the documentary.
That's right, and I think it's very needed. A lot more people need to understand this condition, because I think I found, like with my own too, how you speak to them matters a lot. So if you're very full on, very in their face, very loud type of person, you would probably share the same point that type of person makes you feel really small and
Yeah.
uncomfortable. So
I think that's good with the players. They understand
yeah,
me. So they understand me. So it's like they know how to speak to me and everything.
good.
Luke.
Did
What's
I
Luke?
just,
Yeah.
yeah,
What's
Yeah.
what's Luke Young like with you?
So he'll be like, "Oh, what now? You got loads of questions." Let me get the video up here.
Yeah.
2 secs. It's Luke Young's one of the nicer ones. Well, all of them
Yeah.
are nice, but I like. Where's the video? Young. Got so many videos from my YouTube.
Love it.
Yeah. Could you?
You've out, yeah, there you go.
That's
Brings
it.
attention. I love him. That's so good.
Good on him. What a captain. What a captain.
He's and where's Tozer? Oh God, here. This is Tozer. You can see him like look at me. In 2 seconds, you'll see him looking at me. Oh, hang on. Yeah, he's just looked at me then.
He's like, ah.
It was just nice. And then,
lovely.
yeah, here's Liam McAlinden. This is Macca.
Hey,
Oh no! Oh, there's so many videos.
we
It's
don't
so
get, you know,
good.
we don't get to see much of McElhinden actually.
Yeah.
You know, because we're in a very different situation, so we are very removed from, you know,
Yeah.
we're not there. We wish to God we were there, but it's very different seeing things from such a far point. But
Yeah.
at the very same time, people like yourself, and a lot of people around Wrexham have made us, you know, me and Adrian feel so welcome, like we're a part of it ourselves. And I think that is incredible. And Millie, you are an absolute inspiration. And I
Thank you.
can't
100%.
thank you enough for coming on today and sharing your story and what it's like, you know, for you growing up with this condition. And, you know, I wish you all the best. And we will definitely have you on again, I reckon.
Yeah.
Should jump on my one time.
Yeah.
You know what? We will. We absolutely will. You say when you want us, we'll be there. You know,
Yeah.
we'll be
100%.
Do
more
it, but
than happy. And when we're in Wrexham, we'll hit you up. We'll probably bring some Tim Tams or something. And
Yeah. Bring all the Aussie things, Vegemite and Tim Tams. And I'm trying to think, what else do we have that's Australian? Do you guys have Milo over there?
I haven't
No.
got a clue.
No, they
No.
don't have Milo.
So we've got to bring that too. All right.
So Millie, I really appreciate you. Keep doing what
Problem.
you're doing. And guys, on the other side of this, we will wrap things up. Holy shit. That was amazing. what an amazing young woman. Can't speak highly enough
Incredible.
of her.
Oh, dude, she's like, I'm speechless. Not only did she speak so eloquently about autism for especially such a great cause that we're talking about today with matching our donations for your space, but she's just an advocate for autism in general. And like you said, an inspiration for a lot of people who maybe want to do what Millie's doing. And as Millie said, she goes, I just wanted to support Wrexham. I didn't ask for the other bits and pieces, and but it comes along with such a beautiful personality, and we are very lucky to now know her. And like we said to her off air, we're friends now, and she's like, yeah, virtual friends. And I was like, yeah, it just made me feel more a part of Wrexham, and that's another testament to Millie. So really cool.
Absolutely. Now another big game coming up this weekend.
Barrow away.
So we already spoke about that pre-Millie, so I hope it's a good one.
Mate, we're all a bit nervous. The fact that we're not talking about a scoreline is nerve-wracking, but I think, like you said, man, and we both talked about it, this is a game to step up if we're going to try and basically just prove the Notts County fans who wanted to go on about Ben Foster leaving, just prove to the whole league that doesn't affect us. That's nothing. Paul Mullen being out doesn't affect us. The defenders being injured doesn't affect us. What we do is exactly what you said. We don't give up till that final whistle, and I don't doubt we will definitely do that on the weekend.
And hey, we have a new fuckhead.
Oh shit.
We do. Chris Williams. Good name.
Chris, mate.
Good name.
Great.
Good name.
I got to chat with Chris because he joined being a fuckhead just before the 5-all game. So we got to chat in the fuckhead Discord. And it was great to chat with people who are fans of the podcast, but also people who know their football so well, even across the globe in America, and we've got people in the UK, of course, and it's just great to kind of culminate together and be wrapped over a 5-all draw against Swindon. So
well, there's hope for a statement this weekend. That's
it.
Put everything behind us, move forward, and that. So the guys, if you want to become a fuckhead, we are going to give you all these perks for the first month, but we're going to donate your $5, and we're going to match your $5 and donate everything from this episode to your space, which is part of the National Autism Society in the UK.
Yep.
You will know your space obviously through Paul Mullen and his efforts with the charity. He's quite closely aligned with them, and I think it's just a perfect episode to get the awareness out for autism in general and people that suffer from this condition. And and it was great to have such an inspirational young woman that is so well connected and well known, but more so, everything she's had to deal with in her life, growing up and accepting her condition. I think you heard it at best herself, and she said, "Just be yourself." Couldn't speak anymore. There's no words needed, in my opinion. You be yourself. That's all that matters. And in general people, be yourself as well. So I know this is a bit of a different tone to what we're used to. Coming from us, you're used to the larrikin, you're used to us joking around, pulling the piss out of each other, and you will get that. But
pulling the piss out of each other, fucking what? He just talked about how we usually don't. This is a different episode, and then he's pulled that out, pulling the piss. I'm using that. Are you instead of are you taking the piss? Are you pulling the piss? I'm using that. That's great. That's fucking gold.
Do they not say pulling the piss over that side of Australia?
I've never even heard of what pulling the piss. What is pulling the piss out of someone? You're siphoning it like fucking petrol. I don't understand. Okay,
it must be a West Aussie thing then. We must have our own little language because I honestly thought that was an Australian thing.
Pulling the pit. You know what? And then I've derailed that. That was my point, was that he's basically just spoke on how it was a different tone, and I'm very proud of what Chris has been able to do today as well, because he spoke and was quite open and vulnerable about his own experiences with his children, and I commend you for that, Chris, and what you've done. I always like to undercut emotion with jokes. So just as I'm about to get emotional, I'll be like, pulling the piss. What the fuck are you talking about? But in all honesty, mate, it's because you bring the best out of this podcast. And again, I appreciate you, because if we didn't have you, that interview would, I think, it wouldn't have been as great as it was to hear you and Millie go back and forth about the topic as well. So, guys, honestly, Your Space is a great charity. Paul Mullen, obviously, with his kid Albie being recently diagnosed with autism. Rob Mcelhenney's been basically, he's on the spectrum of neurodivergency. So it's out there, guys. It's aware, but it's about obviously giving back and seeing how we can, help those people get the things they need, like the quiet zone that Wrexham has. So yeah, pop if you do become a fuckhead, we I keep laughing at that name, but our Patreon people, fuckheads, please, if you donate, if you become a fuckhead from now till the next episode, all of it, including that, then Chris and I will both be matching that to then donate to Your Space, and we'll let you know how that all goes at the end of the week.
And look, if you don't want to do that, if you don't want to become part of that and you want to do your own thing, head over to autism.co.uk. There will be a little thing below here so you can see for yourself. You'll find all the links, everything you need there to be able to help or donate, or you can donate per month or per fortnight or just a one-off. If you would prefer to do that, then do that. But more so enough as well, there's a lot of information on the autism.co.uk website. So if you are a parent or sibling or know someone who suffers from autism and you need to understand more, and you haven't got that from this episode, then head over there, check it out, and get all the information you need. So
I learned a lot more from this personally, and I learned a lot of things that I didn't know. And I know that this was just a short pod, so I know myself I'll be heading on after this just to get a bit more awareness around it all, and be like exactly what Millie said, just be yourself, and be yourself around these people, people with autism as well, and get around the cause, because at the end of the day, if we can understand and give understanding to not just people with autism, but just humans, decency in general, we're going to be better people for it. So definitely worth a look.
Exactly. Because the more people understand about it, the more that we will be able to help deal with it and help these people through their lives. Because there was, sadly enough, a time when they would have been locked up in a mental ward. And that's so sad to me. So the more understanding, the more we know about it, the better we can, and hopefully one day treat it. But for now, we'll sign off here. We're going to do our artist of the week, which will be Free Fade.
Woo! Free Fade. Bloody love Free Fade.
Oh, so good. Free Fade, Feel the Fire. On Spotify. There's also YouTube. Has a YouTube video to this one, so I will link that as well.
That is a banger with some great Wrexham shots in that one.
Oh yeah, you'll be walking around tent poling for the next day after you listen to that. But anyway,
I can't. You know what? I can't. He's like, I'm going to be serious. I'm going to be serious. You know what? I'm going to talk about big ass erections. Anyways.
All right, beard brethren, Sheilas, fuckheads, we love you all. We will see you next week. Up the town. Fucking Jesus.
I can feel the fire. Wrexham